Oh my god, it's rolling.
Right, Henry, what's your favourite and least favourite horror film and why?
Favourite horror film's got to be Saw because it's gory and it's quite different. Conjuring is my least favourite because it's quite basic, you know, ghosts and stuff, quite plain.
Brilliant.
So my favourite, I really like the Purge trilogy. I'm a big fan of the Purge films because I like anything that could be real, anything that could actually happen, and I think the third one especially gets really deep and scary. But I do think it's a little bit too gory. Sometimes I'm like, right, okay, calm down. Least favourite, I really hate Cabin in the Woods because it's absolutely terrifying because it's just so obvious what's going to happen, but I hate it.
What's your favourite and least favourite horror film and why?
My favourite horror film was Conjuring,
Yeah.
because it was based on a true story, and least favourite is definitely Annabelle.
My favourite has got to be zombies because of gory and you don't have many different types, whereas my least favourite's got to be ghosts. It's quite plain, simple, you know, traditional, scary.
Favourite is anything psychological, so I love psychological horrors. Anything that really gets into your brain, anything sort of like Hannibal, where it's clever. Anything that's really clever and you have to think about it and then they start killing people and it starts getting a bit horror like that. I hate zombie films because I just don't like the thought of dead people coming and eating me, and just not really a fan of that.
Okay. What's your favourite and least favourite horror subgenre?
Favourite is thriller, and least favourite is paranormal.
What do you mean psychological?
I'd say the fact you're on edge, the thrill of it, it's different than any other type of movie or genre.
I love the feeling of being scared. While I'm watching a film, I'm absolutely petrified because I'm a massive wimp anyway, so I get really scared. But I just love the adrenaline you get after watching a horror film because you feel like really brave because you've survived it. But I just really like the feeling of being really scared.
Brilliant.
Really jumpy.
Yeah. What attracts you to horror films?
The storyline and the fact that it's based on a true story.
Oh, okay, fair.
I'd say it has to be dark, something that has quite a few jump scares, a plot twist in it, something where there's not many people about, so it just makes it more, feels like you're in the action.
So a good horror film has to have some twists, and there has to be something you're not expecting. I think if it's too obvious, then it's a bit boring. If you can guess what's going to happen, then that's a bit boring. Good characters, not sort of the typical, you know, the blonde that always gets killed first, or, you know, the brave guy and then the dead guy and then it's all like going to save the world. I like characters that unexpected, so when a main character ends up being the person who's doing all the killing or is doing, so like the film Hide and Seek, where the dad ends up being the one who's doing all of the creepy stuff.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler, sorry. Yeah, I think, yeah, so good characters and good twists.
What makes a good horror film?
What makes a good horror film? The fact that you're engaged, the effects, and the realism.
Oh, okay.
When it's a simple storyline, when it's easy to tell the ending straight from the start.
Thank you very much.
What? Sweet. What did you fucking laugh at?
So gay.
So bad horror films, so like I said, anything too obvious, and anything just really similar to something else. So if you're going to make a horror film, make it something different, you know, give it its own sort of twist or own plot. When it's too similar to another film, it's just like, well, I could have watched, you know, I've watched the same film twice sort of thing. Yeah, so original ideas.
Brilliant.
If it's not original, then it's a bit boring.
Thank you very much.
Cool, you're welcome.
What makes a bad horror film?
When it's cliche, then it's that old.
It's too typical.
It's too, yeah.